here's Charles Bowono says, I want to speak up about this, but they've been so. This is a comment I get all the time. It's like the only way to be respectful is to say you're right.
We're not being disrespectful. We're just saying, dude, this is the evidence we have, and I feel like we've been at least some logic into it and having some physical evidence, but we're not. It might be like I said, if people believe this thing that there's an empire that existed so much, then of course they're gonna feel offensive. I think that's more of the word. Feel
Yeah.
offensive instead of we're not. I don't think we're being disrespectful because we're just trying to understand the origin of the Polynesian history. But
No, 100%. No, the reason of their podcast is they don't want to admit that the Tui Manu'a ruled and reigned over all of the Pacific when all scholars have explained it. Okay, we do understand that there was a time where all the scholars said there wasn't a single Tui Manu'a who knew how to paddle a boat farther than 200 feet from their own island, because
mm,
all the scholars agreed that all our ancestors did not know how to navigate. So back then, we should have just accepted what the scholars said, right?
mm,
I mean,
mm.
just because the scholars say it doesn't mean that, kind of like I think we just released a short today or yesterday, Masi, of you explaining. We have this idea that if someone has a degree or a PhD, then everything they say is 100% fact. And that's not the case. Like, that's not what education is about. That's not what the scientific method is about. Though the scientific method is about doubting and asking questions.
We're not saying this because we have degrees, but we have degrees to make the Western money to have our families live and to do our obligations. We're coming of this because of our heritage, and I think Dad even explained it really well. He's saying usually these things are talking regarding my family, so that's all we're kind of
Yeah.
doing is talking about our family,
And
and this is our family. Unfortunately, is the reason of the Tongan Empire that used to exist. That's all.